Hey guys, Ben Painting. Today we're back once again for another video, and this time we are taking part in the 6th round of the SRK Championship, and we're travelling down to Thruxton Kart Centre. Now, unfortunately, as many people know, we're not allowed GoPros at the track, so I'm going to try and put something together sort of resembles a bit of the day just to capture it, more like a little bit of a vlog compared to the one that I did over at Lid for the Club 73 Championship. So we're going to head on down there now. Obviously, a little bit miffed from our last couple of events. We haven't had the best run of form recently, but I am determined today to get this turned around and have a really good day and just enjoy ourselves really at the end of the day. That's why we're there. So we're going to head down now and see how we get on for our day. But before we jump into that, I would like to say, if you are new to the channel, could you please hit the subscribe button down below? Or if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, as I do try to maintain my promise of uploading one video a week. There have been a couple of slip-ups throughout this year, but we're going to try and keep on that. And if you do enjoy this video, can you also hit the like button as well, as it really does help me out and I appreciate it. So we're going to jump into a little bit of a montage now of us traveling there, and I'll catch you guys at the track. Okay then guys, so we've just arrived at the track, as you can see behind me, and we're just preparing now, getting signed on and getting ready to get out on track and just try our best today. Obviously, as I've mentioned, just really want to try and get a good result. Might try and do something a little bit different this time out, and I'm gonna let you guys know how it all goes. So we've just watched the end of the SRK endurance event, where all the others were sort of driving around, and a lot of people have come off quite tired, and I actually forgot how physical the track can be, especially for the others who have been doing it for a couple of hours now. So hoping that we can capitalize on this, and we're just going to jump in the car. Our first heat is in heat number 7, so we've got a bit of a wait today, and we are starting in 5th position. So I'll jump back in after we've completed that, and we will see how the race goes. Jumping in here guys, just to let you know that any external footage that was filmed on the day was filmed from this angle. What you're seeing now is a short snippet from practice. There wasn't a lot filmed, so let's jump into after this session. So we have just finished off practice. There were 12 of us on track. We started on the track in 7th position, and we ended up finishing our practice session, which was only 5 minutes, with a 51.5, which put us 5th fastest overall. I was quite happy with this, as when I was going around I was getting gapped by quite a few people, so I was a bit confused how I managed to end up in 5th place. But it's something we can definitely use, and use this confidence into our first heat, which, as I said, is the 7th heat of the day. So we got a little bit of a wait now. Obviously each heat is 8 minutes, so we're going to be waiting around for a little bit, but hopefully, as you can see from my face, probably I'm quite sweaty after only 5 minutes. So it's a very physical and very demanding track, which I completely forgot about. There's a lot of understeer in the kart, so having to turn the wheel a whole host of different angles just to get the kart through the corner, which I did forget about from the last time we came here. So we're just going to try and knuckle down, get the best positions we can. As I mentioned, we're starting in 5th place, so let's see how we get on in our first heat of the day. So this was the start of our first heat of the day. Obviously, as I said, starting in 5th position. We're going to have this angle for a majority of the video today, as I mentioned, from practice. So we're just waiting for the lights to go green here, and we actually got off to an incredible start. Starting on the left-hand side, there is Peyton up ahead of us, who has the same helmet as me, so it may get a little bit confusing, but this is why I'm going to do a little voiceover just to speak over and explain what's going on. You can see really early there, the driver on the grass. That was in fact Sam Slater, who'd been pushed onto the grass, and he then had to recover. We've skipped forward quite quickly. You see Sam's been released back out in 1st position after he had to swap the kart, and we have had an excellent start moving up to P3. We move forward again, and we are down to 4th place, being overtaken by Seb Miller. Didn't want to fight with him too much, and then we had Chris Ball all over the back of us as well. So I didn't really want to fight with the BSR guys too much. You can see I sort of backed out there and sort of let him through as well, because I thought if these guys can get ahead and even overtake Peyton up ahead of me, he is the other person in SRK2 that I am racing. So you can see at this point we are down in 5th. We've lost a little bit of time trying to defend from the drivers behind, but we just want to get our head down and catch back up to the guys that are leading this race. You can see that Sam Slett is in 1st, Seb in 2nd, Peyton's in 3rd currently, and Chris Bull is in 4th. But as we come through to the last clip of this race, you can see Sam's coming around in 1st, Seb in 2nd, Chris in 3rd, and we managed to make the move stick in 4th. So we're going to jump into some post-race thoughts in this one, so I'll catch you guys in a sec. So we have just completed our first heat, heat number 7. We started in 5th position. As we went through the rest of the track, I'm going to leave a few clips of the heat up on the screen now. But as we were going around, we sort of made our way up into 2nd position. We then had Chris Bull in 3rd, who sent us down the inside. Pretty good move on us, and that allowed Peyton Fricker, who was in 4th, I believe, to squeeze down the inside as well. So we then moved down into 4th position. We then had Seb Miller behind us as well. So he managed to make it through. We were down in 5th place, but then luckily for me, I just decided not to race with Seb Miller, let him pass, let him through. I know he's a quick driver. He then overtook Chris Bull, who was up ahead of me, and then Chris went for a move down the inside of Peyton as well, which allowed me to follow him through. So we actually finished the race in 4th position, which I was really happy with. That's a good load of points. I believe that's 17 for our first heat. So let's jump into the second one. Heat number 10, we're starting in 8th position. Let's see how we get on in that one. So we're jumping back in here for a little bit of a chat after the heats have been completed. We had our second heat where we started in 8th position, and we made our way once again up into 4th. So that's 2 4th places that we've had so far. And then in our final heat, the last heat of the day, we managed to have a little bit of a recovery drive from P11 where we started in. There was a lot of argy-bargy going on, and we managed to make our way up into P6. So with that, we have placed ourselves for the first time in the SRK Championship at the very back of the A final, which I couldn't be more happy with. I'm currently 2nd in class, and unless someone else in the SRK 2 category manages to get through in 1st place in the B final, then I will be finishing in the top 2 in class, which I'm really happy with. This is the best result I've had ever in this championship, and unfortunately, of course, the camera curse has hit us as I've been unable to film it. So we got a little bit of a wait now. I need to have a little bit of a rest, if I'm honest, because the last 2 heats were back to back, and I do feel a little bit worn out, if I'm honest. But we're just going to really push and try our best in the A final and just see where we can end up. Hopefully we can get a couple of points, a couple of places, sorry, up in the A final, and just secure as many points as we can, and hopefully manage to steal P1 in our category as a person starting in 10th, and I believe I'm starting in 14th. So we're going to jump into that now and see how we get on in our very first A final in the SRK Championship. Here we have it then, guys. So we're jumping into the A final. As you can see, we're starting on the right hand side, right at the back in 14th position. We've only got 2 drivers behind us. One of them is an SRK2 driver, and another is fellow Vertice teammate Matthew Borodale, who won the B final and was starting at the back of it in 16th position. So we get underway here, off to a pretty poor start, and we have to stick to the outside line. Now again, we are going to run through this one pretty quickly as there's not too many clips. Due to the carnage on lap 1, there was all sorts going on, and this allowed me to move up a place or 2. However, we did then get swamped by the SRK1 drivers behind us. Joe Peters was able to make the move stick, but to my surprise, the driver in 10th position, who was the other SRK2 driver, actually dropped right down, right behind, in front of us, sorry. So we were able to capitalize on this and make the move down the inside, and as you can see here, the 3 of us, all 3 SRK2 drivers, were battling it out for the top spot in the category. Now here is the checkered flag. As I said, it comes around pretty quick, and we were able to actually hold on to P13 in arguably our worst car of the day, and we secure first place in the SRK2 category. I couldn't be happier, and we're going to jump into some podium celebrations for this one as the footage rolls out. So I just thought I'd jump in here at the end of the video just to say a massive thank you to all of you guys that have been supporting me from the very beginning up until now. We did in fact manage to pick up our very first win outdoors in the SRK Championship, and I honestly couldn't be happier with the result. Absolutely ecstatic, and genuinely I'm sorry I didn't record my reaction on the day. I was just so exhausted and was speaking to quite a few people that I just completely forgot to actually record the video. So this win isn't just for me, but it's for all of you guys that have been watching and supporting me, be that here on YouTube or even over on Instagram, which I have linked down below in the description. I've had so many kind messages, and it honestly means the world to me. Now, obviously, putting all this aside, we did have an incredible day in every single heat. We managed to finish 4th twice and 6th as well, which is obviously a big step up from anything that we've had for the rest of the season in this championship, where we seem to just be lacking in 1 or 2 of the heats, and it sort of ruins our day. So I'm honestly really ecstatic with that. Had some really good racing at a very physical track that I think caught a lot of people by surprise by doing the endurance race before that and then leading into the races. But obviously really happy with this result, and I couldn't thank everyone enough for the support. Now, I am going to leave the results for the championship and the race results on the day up on the screen now, alongside the team championships, where we are in fact now moving up into 8th position, so another few positions gained compared to where we started at the beginning of the year after Castle Combe being right down in the low 20th positions. We have managed to climb our way all the way back, and we seem to be gaining positions at every single event. So I'm hoping that we can carry this forward into the next event at Brighton, which is in about a month. And honestly, I can't wait for that track. It looks like a really fun track, and I just can't wait to get out there once again and try and do my best, not just for me, but for all of you guys watching as well, as I feel like all of my results are not just for me, but just all of our results as a collective. So I can't wait for that one. And talking about different events coming up, we have a lot coming up very soon. We're going down to Team Sport Bristol again for our last official practice, I would say, before the BIKC, which is coming around to us very quickly. At the time of recording, it is actually next Thursday, so I'm really excited to have that coming as well. So we've got a lot of footage coming soon, and then in the next couple of weeks we also have the next round of the Club 73 weekend series at Lyd, and the day after is actually our next round at Brighton. So we've got a lot of races coming very soon, and I can't wait to bring all of you guys as much footage as I can. But this does in fact bring us to the end of the video, so I would like to say thank you very much if you have watched this far. I know it's a little bit of a different video again, as unfortunately we've been hit with the camera curse, which means that we always get our best results whenever we're not recording. So that might make me have to drop the camera from now on. Obviously I'm not going to do that, as I do treat this channel as a bit of my online diary, and I love documenting every single bit of it for not just you guys, but also for myself to look back on and see how to improve or see how far we've come, especially as the channel's just over a year old now, and honestly it's been an amazing journey so far. So this does in fact bring us to the end of the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, can you please leave a like on it down below, and if you are new to the channel or if you haven't already, then please hit the subscribe button, as it really does help me out and I really do appreciate it. But thank you guys as always. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.